Hello, folks. Welcome to June 22nd, 2016's Sound Smart Seconds. I am Jeff Peterman, and this is Conservinator Nation. And today, our Sound Smart Second is going to be revolving around, actually, a bit of a controversy going on with, I know you'll never guess this, Donald Trump. Yesterday, I believe it was, he was asked a question about profiling Muslims. And I think it's important that we understand the differences between racial profiling and profiling with motive, profiling when you have a history. So I wanted to explain that a little bit, and I want to do it with a word picture. If you're a middle school teacher and you walk in on every single 7th grader, or let's say 70% of the 7th graders, plotting to take over the school and kick all of the teachers out of the building. And you break it up, you stop things, and then you walk in on them again, and they're doing the same thing. And that happens a few times. Maybe 2 or 3 teachers have seen it now. The principal's been there. Are you going to start combing the hallways of the school looking for the 8th or 9th graders to break up and say, hey, you guys can't take over the school? Or are you going to focus predominantly on the 7th graders who have already tried to do such a thing, or were at least planning to do such a thing? If you're a teacher who only has a limited amount of time in their day, you're going to start focusing on the 7th graders because guess what? You've already seen the 7th graders several times try something. That's what we have going on here. We are not racially profiling or profiling someone because we just don't like them. What we're doing is, even though not all Muslims are terrorists, most of the terrorists have been Muslims. And I know a lot of liberals are going to disagree on that, but there's really no disagreeing when you go back and you actually look at the facts. So I think it makes a whole lot of sense to be taking a look at who's coming into our country a little bit closer. And if we have Muslims that are wanting to come into our country, we need to be looking even deeper still. I see nothing wrong with that. And as a matter of fact, I think that's a way to prevent more tragedies in our country. So that's the Sound Smart Second today, folks. When you're standing around the water cooler or at your desk or wherever else you might be in the office today, you're going to hear people talk about how just horrible Donald Trump is because he wants to profile Muslims. And what you need to tell them is exactly what I just said. This entire metaphor dealing with 7th graders in the school. Because quite frankly, it makes no sense to run ourselves ragged checking on every single person and the 90-year-old grandma and the 4-year-old when they're coming into the airport when those two have never tried to do anything. We've never stopped a terror threat from a 90-year-old grandma. We've never stopped a terror threat from a 4-year-old. So have a great day, folks. Appreciate your time this morning, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.